Right now on WCNC Charlotte at 10, we're live from uptown as thousands get ready to ring in 2026. The latest on the celebration, plus safety tips that people should remember as we're now just 2 hours away from 2026.
No rain to rain on our New Year's parade, but there is rain back in the forecast for the first weekend of 2026. How much rain moves in, when it moves in, and when it's heading out of here, that's coming up.
And the Mid-Hill community is coming together tonight after 2 police officers were shot responding to a child custody exchange. How neighbors are showing support as those officers continue to recover. I'm Colin Mayfield, on air and streaming on WCNC Plus. The news starts now.
News that impacts you. You're watching WCNC Charlotte News at 11.
Well, New Year is just 2 hours away, and thousands of people are already celebrating tonight in the streets of the Queen City, some celebrating at Truist Field. Bria Smith is live in Uptown right now with more on how people are celebrating and what they're hoping for this new year. Bria?
Well, that's right, Colin. The festivities here at Truist Fields, Light the Nights, are underway, and several people are excited to celebrate. Clearly, so am I. And they say they're also excited to check off some goals on their New Year's resolution list. Now, all this fun made possible thanks to CMPD's safety first tips for the night. They say staying alert and aware, especially when it comes to being around big crowds on New Year's Eve. CMPD encourages groups to be vigilant and look out for one another. They say if you see something that doesn't look right, speak up and alert nearby law enforcement. They also remind you to keep your belongings and vehicles secured, carry any valuables with you, and never leave firearms inside your car. People who are celebrating tonight say that they are grateful for the work that CMPD is doing and allowing them to take advantage of the New Year's Eve due to extra safety. They say they are excited for the upcoming year and their goals.
They're out here trying to do their way from their families too. It's a holiday. They probably want to be out here dancing with us too. So, you know, just as a time for us to go into the new year, like I said, there's so much going on. Let's just try to love each other. And I thank the police for what they're doing, trying to keep everybody safe. I really do. I actually feel safe today. Like, this is awesome. I feel really good right now.
We feel 100% safe down here.
Yeah, that's why we brought the family down, so we're excited.
This year, I was just spending my money. This year, maybe I want to start saving my money, start planning for my future.
Now, a fireworks show will finish off the night here at Truist Field come midnight, and a reminder to have a safe plan home at the end of the night. For now, live outside of Truist Field, Bria Smith, WCNC Charlotte.
All right, Bria, thank you. And it sounds like we do have some wind out there. It's 43 degrees, so it's not warm, Brittany.
Yeah, it's certainly not, Colin. And of course, with those 40-degree temperatures, it feels a little bit cooler than that. Bria definitely looked cold, and that's because we do still have a wind chill factor, folks. Winds are pretty light at about 5 to 10, at least comparatively to the last few days. But right now, we're at 43 in Charlotte, mid-30s there up in the mountains. When you turn that wind chill factor on, though, it feels like 37 right now. And areas in the mountains feeling like the teens and lower 20s. So again, has a pretty notable impact, especially for our mountain communities. Of course, that wind plus the dry air contributing to why we were under that elevated fire danger risk today. Now, thankfully, that will settle down as we go throughout the day on Thursday. Right now, seeing a few clouds mixing in, especially at the upper levels. Overall, though, not too shabby of an evening. And then tomorrow is New Year's Day here in the Queen City. We'll see a few clouds here and there, but overall, a chilly start right around the 30s. But notice how nice it gets in the afternoon. We will start the morning right around where we should be, mid-30s, but actually soar close to 60 by the afternoon, which will be a nice little change. Even though it was nicer today, we only got into the 50s. Next big thing I'm watching after our brief warm up for the first day of 2026 is a chance for rain heading into this upcoming weekend. How much rain we could expect, when it could move in, because Saturday might not be the only day impacted. That's all coming up.
See you soon, Brittany. Thank you. A Still Creek man is being held without bond tonight, accused of sexually assaulting a child. Police say 68-year-old Randy Brown is facing 16 felony charges, including multiple counts of statutory rape of a child. Investigators allege the abuse began when the victim was 10 years old and continued for several years. Brown is scheduled to return to court on January 15th. A man will stay in jail tonight in connection to a deadly hit and run in Union County. 83-year-old Leonidas Smith was killed while riding his bicycle on Morgan Mill Road Sunday night. Investigators say this man, Francisco Escobar, hit Smith and then drove off. Deputies say surveillance cameras helped them track down the vehicle. Escobar is now charged with felony hit and run and driving without a license. The Mint Hill community is coming together to show support for 2 police officers who were just shot last week. The officers were responding to a child custody exchange at a busy shopping center. Both officers have since been treated and released from the hospital after suffering serious injuries. Just hours ago, members of the community gathered to show gratitude for the courage that law enforcement have showed and to send a message to support those officers' families.
Mint Hill Women's Club has been around for over 50 years in the Mint Hill community, and we love our police. And there was an incident that occurred last Friday, and we just want to make sure that they know that we're supporting them during the hardest time probably of the year.
Organizers say the ribbon event was more than a symbolic gesture. It was a moment for the community to heal and reaffirm its strength. Right now, the Chester County Sheriff's Office is releasing this new video of a police chase that happened Monday. It did lead to 2 arrests. They say deputies went to make a traffic stop on Highway 9 between Richburg and Chester, and that's when that car took off, racing through downtown Chester. Deputies intervened and ended the pursuit just moments after it started. The driver Dawson Gainey and the passenger Haley Holland were arrested. They both face multiple charges tonight. Authorities are asking for your help finding a missing man in Monroe. Take a look at the screen right now. This is 65-year-old Christopher Burns. He has not been seen or heard from his family since April of 2025. Officials say he was last known to use a wheelchair for mobility. If you have any information on where he might be, you're asked to call that number there, 704-282-4700. New tonight, the Trump administration says it is freezing child care funds to all 50 states until they provide more verification about its programs. This move comes after allegations of fraud at Minnesota daycare centers run by Somali residents. At this point, it's unclear how much more robust the verification process for states might become. North Carolina's Attorney General Jeff Jackson is announcing a lawsuit tonight against the U.S. Department of Education. He says the department unlawfully terminated nearly $50 million in federal funding for public schools across the state, most in rural and low-income communities. The department notified North Carolina on December 12th that these grants would be terminated at the end of 2025. In a video posted on Facebook today, Jackson said that students in those communities deserve better.
This money is currently serving over 20,000 students across our state, mainly in rural counties. A lot of these counties were heavily impacted by Hurricane Helene, and this money's been used to help those students. The department gave basically no reason for these cuts. It's not alleging any kind of fraud, any kind of misuse. It's just saying it's all going to come to a halt in the middle of the school year.
The lawsuit alleges that these cuts will force schools to shut down programs and potentially lay off staff in the middle of the school year, as you heard him allude to. In just hours, several new laws will take effect in North Carolina. Here's some of those. House Bill 506, which changes how the state manages its investment funds. It shifts decision-making from the state treasurer to a board of investment professionals and a chief investment officer. Meanwhile, House Bill 805 will define biological sex as male or female in state law. It includes provisions aimed at preventing the sexual exploitation of women and minors. The SCRIPT Act also takes effect January 1st, offering financial incentives to pharmacies in underserved areas. You can find the full list of new laws in our free mobile app. Some sad news tonight as we're learning the North Carolina former Chief Justice Rhonda Billings has passed away. She was 88 years old. She was appointed Chief Justice in 1986. Current Chief Justice Paul Newby releasing a statement saying in part that Billings served the state of North Carolina in multiple ways for many years and that she left a lasting legacy. Also adding that the NC Judicial Branch is thankful for her full life and are praying for her family tonight. Health leaders say the measles outbreak across the state is now spread into North Carolina. And we're hearing from a South Carolina woman who contracted measles, even though she was fully vaccinated. Those stories are next.
And it's a chilly New Year's Eve here in Charlotte. Temperatures in the 40s and upper 30s and wind chill a little bit lower than that. But first day of 2026 looks fantastic before big changes by this weekend. We'll break down what they are and how long they last coming up.
I'm Lisa Washington, morning anchor at WCNC Charlotte. I love getting your mornings off to a great start because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to WCNC Charlotte Morning News anywhere you want.
Hello, I'm Veronica.
My name is Darvin.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Jackie.
And we switched to Consumer Cellular. My previous provider was terrible.
Surprise, we've changed your rate.
We wouldn't get to talk to a person.
And then all of a sudden it disconnects.
Now with Consumer Cellular, no problems.
Better customer service. They tell me exactly what I'm paying and why I'm paying for it.
It's within $1 of being half of my old bill.
With Verizon, I was paying about $150 a month. With Consumer Cellular, I'm paying about half that.
Okay, this is doable. This is affordable.
I'm getting the exact same coverage for half the price. That's a beautiful thing.
Done deal.
I got to keep my phone. I got to keep my number.
Switching over took about 20 minutes. That's it.
It's month to month, very simple.
It's been amazing.
I was now a Consumer Cellular customer.
And I've been bragging to my friends about it too.
Call 800-420-5406 to switch and save up to half with Consumer Cellular. Plus, for a limited time, new customers get their second month free.
Think of all the places that could expose you to identity theft and financial loss. It only takes one mistake at your bank, hospital, or employer for a criminal to gain access to your personal information. And if they do, you and your money are at risk.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
With LifeLock, if your identity is compromised, we'll step in and fix it so you don't have to, guaranteed. Our dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialists handle your case from start to finish. They contact institutions on your behalf, dispute fraudulent charges, and more. In fact, we're so confident that restoration is guaranteed. Plus, LifeLock offers the $1 Million Protection Package with coverage up to $3 million.
When I opened my mail and I had a check from LifeLock, they made me whole.
Call now or go online and use promo code 35OFF to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year. Enroll now.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
Gastonia Nissan, Rock Hill Nissan. We're closer than... I got it. We're closer than you think.
A health alert to share with you tonight. The State Department of Health and Human Services says a measles case has been confirmed in North Carolina. Leaders say an unvaccinated child in Polk County contracted it. That child visited Spartanburg County earlier this month, where there's currently a large ongoing measles outbreak. The child has since recovered, but officials recommend all people 1 and older get vaccinated if they aren't already. A woman in South Carolina says she contracted measles even though she was fully vaccinated. While it's rare for a vaccinated person to get measles, it's not impossible. NBC's Peyton Furtado tells us this woman is in quarantine. She's not out of the woods yet.
I felt really, really sick, but also a lot of fear and anger.
A Spartanburg County school employee is still recovering after she says an unvaccinated student exposed her class to measles. Though the 57-year-old says she was fully vaccinated, she started developing a rash and a fever days later.
I was very, very dehydrated. That's why I ended up in the hospital. I was beginning to get pneumonia.
According to the South Carolina Department of Public Health, 165 of the 176 measles cases in the upstate are unvaccinated, most of them kids between the ages of 5 and 18.
I think the fact that there are so many unvaccinated children in the schools, and it sounds to me like it's very, very easy to get an exemption. I think that should be really, really looked at.
As holiday gatherings wind down for the year, we can expect the measles to continue spreading across Spartanburg County. And while the vaccine doesn't guarantee you won't get it,
in fact, about 97% of the people who get the recommended 2-dose schedule will have lifelong immunity.
This outbreak, mainly involving unvaccinated kids, puts everyone at risk of getting sick, even facing long-term consequences.
I'm still a little nervous. Because there's other side effects or symptoms that could pop up, pretty serious ones like encephalitis. That's still a fear. Even though I'm better, it could still affect me.
All right, Brittany Van Voorhees is here, 43 degrees. We do have some wind at play, so I see fireworks already, going off. Those embers, they go pretty far.
Yeah, I think we got to leave it to the professionals, number one. But number two, if you see something, say something, because we are under an elevated fire risk through the rest of tonight and early tomorrow morning. This is just due to gusty winds, low humidity, dry vegetation. We have not seen rain in weeks here in Charlotte, or at least not notable rain. So this fire danger lasts through very early tomorrow morning before finally settling down as the wind settles down tomorrow as well. I do want to point out to folks too that because of that wind, we're 43, but it feels like 37. Latest sustained wind at the airport at 12 miles an hour, but gusts are still around 20 to 25. So bundle up before you head out, even if it's just a quick peek out the door to, I don't know, watch some of those fireworks from home and then head back inside since it is on the chillier side. By midnight, so just under 2 hours here, we're looking at a temperature near 40, but as you see there, the feels like temperature right around 35. Now, it is not going to be the coldest start to New Year's we've ever seen, but certainly not the warmest. Temperatures overnight will be pretty close to normal for this time of year. Most spots in the mid-30s here in Charlotte. Our average high and low as we enter a new year is typically around 33 and 53. So kind of easy to remember because of the 20-degree change. And that's smack dab where we should be. Temperatures up in the mountains, upper 20s and lower 30s there. As we approach the afternoon tomorrow, it really is going to be a nice day. Lots of sunshine, temperatures peaking in the mid to upper 50s. So if we start near normal, tomorrow afternoon in comparison is actually going to be pretty nice with most spots closer to 60 degrees, so a few degrees above. Now, something we are not going to have to deal with tomorrow is any kind of rain. You can see satellite and radar showing a few clouds passing by, but overall not a significant issue for us heading into this evening. Can't necessarily say the same about a big storm system over toward the upper Midwest that of course is swinging into the New England states, bringing more snow in areas that already have seen snow. And while we of course are not looking at the potential for snow here in the Carolinas, we are going to be watching a different kind of moisture, which we actually desperately need. The return of rain here in the Queen City. So Friday is going to be pretty warm. Then we'll be watching building clouds throughout the day. This is good news because that means the warmth arrives before the cloud cover. Then as we approach the evening hours, you'll see some moisture streaming in here. 11 o'clock, a few showers just west of Charlotte. The majority of this action is going to be early Saturday morning. So 5 a.m. I don't know about you, I'll be asleep, but I also work until midnight on Friday night, so maybe a different story for you. But 5 a.m. Saturday, light to moderate rain, more widespread. This has been trending back down. As we mentioned, there's been a lot of flip-flopping in the forecast as of late. I am becoming more confident that we will see rain. I just don't think it's going to be as heavy as some particular models have been showing. Notice that by lunchtime, a lot of this starting to filter out, and there's really only a brief shower by the second half of the day, which means Duke's Mayo Bowl looks good. I'm keeping a 20% chance of rain in for the chance that we'll see some patchy drizzle with some of those clouds. But my alma mater for grad school, Mississippi State, taking on Wake Forest. Truthfully, we'll be happy if either team wins because I don't want to disappoint my North Carolina people. Temperatures, though, again, pretty mild. Upper 50s, or upper 40s, that is, lower 50s. Certainly could be colder. Now, because of this approaching storm system coming in Saturday, you'll notice that temperatures are going to stay pretty wedged in. So we get to 60 briefly Friday, and then temperatures won't drop off much, only in the mid 40s, which is pretty warm for this time of year Saturday morning. But then notice, of course, the difference between 45 and 48. That means temperatures don't move much. Long term, though, we eventually clear out Sunday and into Monday, and eventually this time next week, we'll be targeting the upper 60s in a few spots.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Tonight, many of you may be getting ready for New Year's resolutions. We have a few simple tips to help you actually stick with them. If you'd like, experts say it's important to start by keeping it simple. Some people in Charlotte we heard from tonight say they're looking to reflect on the past year to make sure that 2026 is even better.
I think New Year's is a great holiday because it gives us all time to reflect on the past year and come up with some solid goals to come back next year even stronger. Here, we are trying to push towards our goal of running faster, being healthier, and what better time to start doing that than now.
Experts also say instead of a long list, focus on maybe just 2 or 3 goals that you can really commit to. They also recommend skipping resolutions that you've abandoned before. Well, NC State's basketball coach going crazy in his post-game media session. See and hear what had Will Wade so fired up tonight.
Saving money is now more important than ever for seniors. But if you purchased a $9.95 guaranteed acceptance plan, you could easily find yourself overpaying for very little life insurance coverage. With the $9.95 rate, a 65-year-old male receives less than $900 in coverage. For $10,000 in coverage, he would pay over $110 a month with a 2-year waiting period. Fortunately, with Senior Life Insurance Company, he pays less than $58 a month for $10,000 in protection. There's no waiting period, no medical exam, and he saves over $600 a year by choosing Senior Life. A 65-year-old female saves over $400 a year. Don't overpay for your life insurance. Call now to see how much money you could save with Senior Life. We could help you get cash back from your current overpriced policy. Call now to lock in your coverage and low monthly rate. For your free quote, call now.
Hello, I'm Veronica.
My name is Darvin.
I'm Courtney,
I'm Jackie.
and we switched to Consumer Cellular. My previous provider was terrible.
Surprise, we've changed your rate.
We wouldn't get to talk to a person.
And then all of a sudden it disconnects.
Now with Consumer Cellular, no problems.
Better customer service. They tell me exactly what I'm paying and why I'm paying for it.
It's within $1 of being half of my old bill.
With Verizon, I was paying about $150 a month. With Consumer Cellular, I'm paying about half that.
Okay, this is doable. This is affordable.
I'm getting the exact same coverage for half the price. That's a beautiful thing.
Done deal.
I got to keep my phone. I got to keep my number.
Switching over took about 20 minutes. That's it.
It's month to month, very simple.
It's been amazing.
I was now a Consumer Cellular customer.
And I've been bragging to my friends about it too.
Call 800-420-5406 to switch and save up to half with Consumer Cellular. Plus, for a limited time, new customers get their second month free.
Hi, it's Christina again. I'm here to tell you about an all-new special offer. Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has a design you'll love at a price you can afford. We're waiving all installation costs and postponing all payments for up to 1 year. And best of all, they can install it in as little as 1 day with no stress and no mess. Take advantage of this special TV offer today.
Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-255-9365.
Gastonia Nissan, Rock Hill Nissan. We're closer than... I got it. We're closer than you think.
Well, all that's in the Panthers' way of the postseason is the Bucks and so far Carolina's own inability to seize the division title so far. But the momentum and the tiebreaker is all on their side this weekend at Tampa. Win or tie, and they're in. Lose, and they can get some help. And after 7 long seasons, Carolina could finally call itself a playoff team in the new year.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. You know, like you said, just talked a little bit about the stuff we've been through since we got drafted here. You know, injuries, losing seasons, coaching changes. Just to have this opportunity, it means a lot to both of us. And, you know, I'm sure all the guys that's been here for a long time. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Man, I mean, I feel like we've been in a spot for a couple weeks now, but for some reason we just find a way to blow it. But, I mean, it's now or never now. So, obviously, this is an important week for us and this organization. So.
It is an important week, and we've got you covered. We'll have nightly interviews on WCNC Plus at 9 o'clock. Tonight we had Rick Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times talking about the Bucks. Danielle Stein delivering live reports on WCNC Charlotte and WCNC Plus from Tampa beginning Friday. And you can actually watch the game with us on WCNC Plus. Real-time reaction right along with you Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. It is bowl season. Wild Sun Bowl between Duke and Arizona State. Blue Devils QB Darian Mensah with 4 touchdown passes. Kayshawn Brown did most of the work on that one. And then, yeah, he's going to celebrate by jumping right into that bowl of Frosted Flakes. Duke wins 42-39. They're great. First bowl win ever for Coach Manny Diaz. All right, it was a productive trip home for Steph. He leaves with a highway sign and a victory. Hornets played well against the Warriors this afternoon at home. Con Knipple back in the lineup, scoring 20. Brandon Miller, I mean, watch this, another highlight dunk. He's looking healthier, 33 points. LaMelo had 27, but Steph doing Steph stuff. 26 points in the Dubs W. ACC play opening up this week, and just a sensational league debut for Carolina freshman Caleb Wilson yesterday. 22 points, 6 boards, and 6 assists, just the 6th Tar Heel all-time with a 20-10-5 game. Carolina beating Florida State by 13. Tonight, kind of like last year's ACC tournament, Georgia Tech putting Duke on upset alert early, but Cameron Boozer putting the Blue Devils on his back as always. The freshman with 26 points, 12 rebounds. Duke wins 85-79. Meanwhile, this evening in Raleigh.
Absolutely zero. You know, I'm tired of hearing about frickin' Darian.
playing well? All right? It's a terrible question. It's a terrible question. He affects winning. And everybody's out here about him and all this stuff. He affects winning. And everybody's acting like the world's caving in. The guy's a good player. He didn't shoot it well today. What did he have? Who had 0 turnovers for us today? Darian Williams. So everybody needs to shut the hell up about him. He's a good player. I'm tired of answering questions about him. He's really good. We're thankful to have him.
All right, that was new NC State coach Will Wade with 2 all-time rants already this year, both after victories. The Pack beat Wake Forest today by 13, but star Darian Williams struggling a bit offensively, and seemed like Wade had that one ready to go when asked how much concern he had about it. All right, we will see Will Wade and the Pack here for the ACC tournament in March. Can't wait. I'll be right back.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, causing irreversible vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Ask your doctor about Izervay.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay is the #1 prescribed FDA-approved treatment for new GA patients. Izervay is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression, which may help preserve your vision longer.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Slow your GA. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Hello, I'm Veronica.
My name is Darvin.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Jackie.
And we switched to Consumer Cellular. My previous provider was terrible.
Surprise, we've changed your rate.
We wouldn't get to talk to a person.
And then all of a sudden it disconnects.
Now with Consumer Cellular, no problems.
Better customer service. They tell me exactly what I'm paying and why I'm paying for it.
It's within $1 of being half of my old bill.
With Verizon, I was paying about $150 a month. With Consumer Cellular, I'm paying about half that.
Okay, this is doable. This is affordable.
I'm getting the exact same coverage for half the price. That's a beautiful thing.
Done deal.
I got to keep my phone. I got to keep my number.
Switching over took about 20 minutes. That's it.
It's month to month, very simple.
It's been amazing.
I was now a Consumer Cellular customer.
And I've been bragging to my friends about it too.
Call 800-420-5406 to switch and save up to half with Consumer Cellular. Plus, for a limited time, new customers get their second month free.
Think of all the places that could expose you to identity theft and financial loss. It only takes one mistake at your bank, hospital, or employer for a criminal to gain access to your personal information. And if they do, you and your money are at risk.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
With LifeLock, if your identity is compromised, we'll step in and fix it so you don't have to, guaranteed. Our dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialists handle your case from start to finish. They contact institutions on your behalf, dispute fraudulent charges, and more. In fact, we're so confident that restoration is guaranteed. Plus, LifeLock offers the $1 Million Protection Package with coverage up to $3 million.
When I opened my mail and I had a check from LifeLock, they made me whole.
Call now or go online and use promo code 35OFF to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year. Enroll now.
All right, last check the forecast.
Not too shabby for the first day of 2026. Tonight, it is still pretty chilly. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-30s to start off the morning. Actually, where we should be for January, so it feels like it's been such a roller coaster ride in December. It was substantially colder than average. Then we had 3 records right around Christmas, and of course, now we're back to normal. Near 60 in the afternoon. Next big change comes this weekend. We're looking at wedging conditions for Saturday, which means pretty rainy and wet for the first half of your weekend, which means you should stay inside and watch WCNC Plus.
Perfect.
That's watch party here. Watch party for the big game at Tampa.
Yeah. All right, guys. Happy New Year. Stay safe out there.